Good day and welcome to the Valder Beebe Show. It's a great day. And I'm going to start the day off with talking about being as healthy as you can. Today joining me is Edward Jones. He's a longevity expert and a natural health pioneer. Welcome, Ed. Welcome to the Valder Beebe Show for the first time.
Thank you. Thank you, my dear. I'm excited.
I think I could talk about your age. I think you're 68 and you're in peak physical condition. But tell us what happened maybe after you had a decline in your health, if that's correct.
Well, I have practiced what I call holistic health with eating correctly, exercising, taking tons of nutrients since I was 14 years old. But I've learned along the way, as we all do, that sometimes we have to learn the hard way. Well, some of the mistakes I made actually did do some harm to me as far as hip problems and some of the other issues that come around, sleep problems. So what I've done is with all of my 47 years of professional experience in the field of nutrition, written free ebooks to empower people on things like what causes our joints to ache, what causes us not to sleep well. And this is not traditional information like, oh, we need sleeping pills, oh, you need just to take some pain pills. No, this is how do we fix the body. This is on a site called The Holistic Navigator. You can download tons of different ebooks that I have written to empower people. They're free.
You've written these books and you say that they're free. Is it because of the journey that you have taken?
That's the only reason, because they sell nothing. They're only there, and it's about a quick read. They're usually about 20-minute reads or 15, and they will change people's lives. Now, again, I go back and say, I thought I had all the answers, and I had a lot of the correct answers, but I learned the hard way that some of the things that these gurus are talking about in the field of nutrition is simply probably not correct. I'm not perfect, but I know what isn't working because we're watching our nation decline significantly. We have one of the worst healthcare outcomes in the world among 36 developed nations. We're number 35, and we spend $5 trillion per year. And the average American's on 17 prescriptions per year. It's absolutely horrible for the health of the body. Something has to change, and that is the public has to take care of somewhat of their own education and not expect the repairman at the hospital or drugstore to fix them.
Let's talk about the word peak span and why should people care right now? What does that mean?
Well, we know what lifespan is, the amount of years that we live. We used to have, I do feel, being almost 69 in 1 month, is that we used to be more sturdy. We used to have the ability as we aged at 50 and 60 and sometimes 70 to not be hobbling around, not be on 17 prescriptions per year, having more stamina to play with grandkids, to go on vacations, to continue hard work if that's what you'd like to do. This country's falling apart, and I call it fragility. People are fragile, and part of that is too many medications. That will make you fragile. There's no doubt about it. So how do we strengthen the body? Called peak span. Well, you do it through the right knife and fork is what I call it, which are the right food choices. Secondly, you do it through the right taking nutrients, the right combination of vitamins and minerals, not just a Centrum, which is worthless. And then you also manage the things that are a problem, like sleep.
Can you tell me about removing the hidden cause of chronic pain?
It's an unusual conversation that you'll never hear at this point. I think in 10 years you might. It has to do with something called an oxalate that is found in many foods. And the issue is these oxalates are like little pieces of glass, and they concentrate in some people in their joints. Well, it did in mine, and I required double hip replacement. And here's the catch. It's found in mainly healthy foods. So the foods I was eating primarily, because I'm a health nut, caused me to have terrible joint pain. I'm now 69 with zero joint pain because I don't eat spinach anymore. I don't eat almonds. I don't eat nuts. I don't eat raspberries. There's a list of foods that have these oxalates, and you can read about that, again, in the book called Oxalates at theholisticnavigator.com.
I'm going to wrap up with this question, Ed, and it comes from Facebook. The poster says, you're talking about good things that we can do for our body. Do you do anything good for your soul?
Without a anchor in life, you are going to be wandering in no man's land. So that anchor can be whatever is fulfilling your destiny, your heart, your belief system, that brings you peace, brings you joy, connects you to the bigger oneness of all of us. That is a big conversation. I certainly have found my own personal journey within that, but everyone needs to probably listen to their soul and see what they need to do to balance that.
There you go, Poster. Ed, you've been a great guest. Any place, once again, I know you told us throughout this conversation, where do we go and find more? Because your approach is different in a sea of information. It's very different.
TheHolisticNavigator.com is all the free ebooks